About 5 years ago, I was doing a lot of street outreach with youth and kept on coming across youth who didn't have a place to sleep for the night. And so oftentimes I would call other shelters or other programs to try to get those youth in there, and they were full. And what really bothered me the most was how the way the youth interpreted this was that they were not important enough to be taken care of. They would choose to go and sleep in a parking garage, or they would go and sleep in a stairwell, and those are just very dangerous places for these kids to go and wind up in. And so that began to drive our motivation to want to keep these kids safe. If you're talking about a youth who is struggling with addictions or struggling with mental health problems, their ability to face those things, their ability to overcome those obstacles is a lot of times rooted in how they view themselves, whether they feel like they're strong enough, whether they feel like their life is valuable enough to take on that challenge. And so when they're kind of being beaten down or feeling like they don't matter, they get stuck. The idea behind restoring hope is to restore that hope that things can change, that they are valuable, that God loves them, and that hope can live again in their lives. There was one particular evening when we were first starting that there was a really bad snowstorm outside, and there was a knock at the door at about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I went upstairs and I answered the door, and outside was 5 youth who were very much not dressed for the weather. They were just in t-shirt and jeans and very cold and shivering. And I remember them saying to us, we were just walking down the street. We didn't even know that this place existed, but we were just walking down the street, and we saw your sign out front. Can we come in? And so the ability to say yes to them and say, yes, you can come in, made me think back to all the times I had talked to other youth, and I always had to say no, there's nothing available, there's not enough space, and how defeating that felt. But in this instance, being able to tell these kids yes, bring them in out of that storm, bring them down here, give them a warm bed to sleep in, give them food to eat, it was just one of the best experiences that I've ever had here.